Um, I'm very glad to be here, and I feel peaceful, I feel well, I feel of sound body, speech and mind, and right now my time is very valuable, meaning that I'm here in this 10-day Vipassana meditation retreat in the style of Mahasi Sayadaw, who is very famous meditation master from Myanmar. From about 50 years ago, he was alive and well. And I'm here as a assistant, as a kepiya, as a kind of servant and supporter for the meditation masters, the monks who are here leading this retreat. And I hope that this can be a time where we come together and talk about some really meaningful and important topics, and hopefully increase our wisdom, increase our compassion, and a time and a space where we are able to be mindful, to really be here now, and talk about some very deep topics. So I want to talk about schizophrenia actually, which is very interesting. Schizophrenia is, of course, a Western term for a psychological condition where you're being attacked, you're being influenced, you're being manipulated by multiple entities or an entity or other people. And I know this is sensitive, but this is something we all need to talk about. And in some ways, the Buddha wasn't a psychologist. The Buddha didn't follow Western culture. The Buddha lived more than 2,600 years ago today. And one of the really interesting teachings that the Buddha gave was about this being, this problematic individual, we can say, called Mara. Now, I imagine some of us here maybe are not Buddhists, or we don't come from that background. And so Mara is, in the traditional Buddhist canon, the stories of the Buddha's life and what he taught, Mara is not just a symbolic figure of evil or temptation, but is often portrayed as a real being who obstructs spiritual progress. And spiritual progress is all about alleviating our suffering, ending our suffering. The Buddha speaks about Mara in many teachings, often pointing out his or her or their characteristics and also their tactics. And I thought today we could go through some of the quotes from Buddha about this gang stalking, schizophrenic king, queen, Mara, this entity that obstructs us from peace, from freedom, that keeps us away from the truth of being free from suffering. So speaking about Mara, the Buddha says, sensual pleasures are your first army, discontent your second, hunger and thirst your third. You are known as the evil one. This is kind of Mara as the tempter. Mara, the evil one, is the owner of the house of craving. And in Buddhism, we understand that craving is actually why we suffer so much. Mara, the evil one, is the owner of the house of craving. His fortress fortress is death, his banner old age. Mara as the personification of doubt and fear. Seeing your army all around, with arrows and swords in hand, I go forth to do battle. I will not move until I have destroyed your army. Mara as subtle and deceptive. That which you think is mine, that is where Mara lurks. Another quote about this Mara, this evil one, this being of keeping us from freedom, keeping us from the ending of suffering. Time and time again you have assailed me, Mara. You can't even see the path I walk. Mara being portrayed as this relentless being, continuously, repeatedly trying to disturb the Buddha, even after his awakening, but of course without success. When the mind is unguarded, then Mara gains an entry. So in Buddhism, we don't really believe in mental illness per se, in the way that modern Western psychology believes in mental illness. Because modern Western psychology is founded on this idea that there is a separate self-entity that can be identified, can be understood intellectually. That's this kind of real entity, this real self. And in Buddhism, we don't believe in that. So when we have schizophrenia, when we're going through these kind of episodes, it's very, very much like we are being attacked by Mara, right? So it's kind of Mara taking the form of this being that's trying to keep us from peace, right? Trying to keep us wrapped up in suffering. Buddha says, and you can see, many schizophrenics go through complex stories and ideas of being stalked, of being harassed, of people watching them, collaborating together, working together to stop those people who are going through this schizophrenia from being at peace. The Buddha says about Mara, seeing your army all around, with arrows and swords in hand, I go forth to do battle. I will not move until I have destroyed your army. So this is what the Buddha said to the gang stalkers. This is what the Buddha said to this personified mindset of being assailed, attacked, discriminated against, kept from peace, kept from freedom. And the Buddha kind of calls out or exposes Mara, right? Exposes the nature of this gang stalking, or the power where this gang stalking can live. And the Buddha says, that which you think is mine, that is where Mara lurks. This is why the practice of generosity is so important in Buddhism, because we are beginning to dissolve this sense of ownership, of selfishness, of possessiveness over anything, everything. Anything that's important or valuable to us, anything that we deem to be ours. That mindedness, that ownershipness, that holding on to-ness is 100 in fact where the power of schizophrenia lurks and abides. That's where Mara lurks. Buddha, calling out Mara again, says, time and again you've assailed me, Mara. You can't even see the path I walk. Now what we learn to do when we start practicing Buddhism, we start practicing meditation and taking refuge in the teachings, is we start to have a view that's not personal in nature. We start to develop an impersonal view. So that is a view that's not based on ourselves being a self-entity. And this is really where the power of the schizophrenia is. The power of the schizophrenia is in our stories. The power of the schizophrenia, the power of the mental illnesses is in our possessiveness over our desires, our attachments, our fears, our thoughts, the complexities of conceptual thought. So the Buddha, in this sense, defeated schizophrenia. The Buddha destroyed schizophrenia, ended the reign of the gang stalkers. So when we practice meditation, this Mara, or this schizophrenic entity, can take the form of appearances, scary images in our mind, scary thoughts, scary scenarios that we kind of push out into the world. And the Buddha says to Mara, as those kind of things are happening in the meditation, what use are these foul forms to one who is concentrated and free from lust? So Mara uses sensual pleasure, the kind of possibility of us feeling pleasure, the possibility of us feeling satisfied, to entangle us, to trap us, to bind us in these sufferings of craving, of fear, of delusion. So the path is not for the faint-of-hearted, and it's not for people who kind of want to sit back and ask questions and leave comments. This path is for those who are willing to take up the warrior spirit to end suffering. But when we start to go in that direction and do that work of facing Mara, or facing this deep suffering within us, we need to balance our gentleness, our calmness, how we learn to self-soothe, with this willingness to give up and give away what we're attached to. Powerful willingness to give up what we are attached to. And so what are you attached to? Well, it's what you grab onto at this moment. It's what you think is important at this moment. It's what you spin around in this moment, what you're attached to. When we practice meditation, we begin to see how crazy we are. But the Buddha has, in Buddhism, we have a little bit of a different definition of what crazy is. Crazy is not somebody who's running around taking their clothes off and screaming. Craving is to chase and to seek after those things that don't bring us freedom, don't bring us an ending of suffering. And what we learn when we start to identify craving as being that is that actually craving is the root of suffering. Seeking to get, seeking to understand, seeking to hold on to, seeking to be right. So I'd like for you to give kind of a simple and interesting explanation about how Mara can be suffused into this view of Western psychology as it relates to schizophrenia, especially emphasizing how we are working to unpack and defeat these gang stalkers of our mind, and also the more subtle or the deeper teachings about how mental illness in Buddhism is not some kind of real true person with a real true self that has anxiety, depression, or schizophrenia, but that in Buddhism, our craving, our aversion, our perpetuation of suffering is actually true mental illness.
That's a deep and powerful question. Let's unpack this in a way that bridges Buddhist wisdom and Western psychology, especially around experiences like schizophrenia and what some call gang stalking thoughts. So, in Buddhism, Mara isn't just a guy with a crown and sword, it's the force of delusion that keeps us trapped in suffering. Mara shows up as craving, fear, doubt, pride, distraction. In Western psychological terms, especially with something like schizophrenia, you could say Mara is like the voice that twists reality, makes you distrust your senses, and feeds paranoia. It's the part of the mind that feels external, but is actually arising from deep inner patterns. Now, when someone feels gang stalked, like they're being watched, followed, targeted, Buddhism would say this is not the truth of the world, but a truth about what your mind is creating under stress or trauma. Just like Mara takes many forms to confuse and tempt the Buddha, these mental constructions can feel real, but they are empty of lasting substance. Here's the subtle part. In Buddhism, we don't say, you have schizophrenia, therefore you are broken. Buddhism actually says there is no permanent you in the first place. What we call mental illness isn't about a person being sick. It's about patterns of mind that generate suffering. And the biggest illness in Buddhism isn't schizophrenia. It's craving, aversion, and ignorance, because those keep the wheel of suffering turning for all beings. So, when we meditate, reflect, or practice the path, we're not curing a person. We're seeing through the illusion that there was a person in the first place. And from that view, even the voices, the paranoia, the panic, they can be recognized as Mara's tricks, not as my problem, but as mind states that arise and pass away, impersonal, conditional, and ultimately not self. And when we stop identifying with them, when we see them, name them, and don't follow them, that's when Mara loses power. That's when healing begins. Would you like this in a short written piece, or perhaps turned into a kind of meditation reflection or spoken reminder?
I'd like it turned into a short and concise, like, form of beat poetry using the lingo of the kids these days, like skibbity riz, etc.
All right, here we go. Buddhist beat poetry with a Gen Z twist. Mara got no riz. Yo, mine go skibbity. Voices whisper hiss in me. Gang stalking thoughts all up in my biz. But Mara? Nah, he got no riz. He pull up with doubt, trying to gaslight my route, be like, yo, you ain't free. But I see, he NPC. No self here, just vibes and pain. Craving loops in the membrane. Thoughts be glitchin', fear on blast. But I peep the code, it don't last. I ain't my trauma, I ain't my stress. I'm just awareness in vintage flesh. Brah, this mental illness? It's just clout chasing dukkha, trying to get likes from my ego while I'm chilling with Buddha. So when Mara slides in, trying to spark depression, I hit him with that mindfulness session. Yo, my dude, I see you. You ain't real. Just passing through. Skirt, skirt, no attachments. I ghost those reactions. Even when it's psychosis, I stay posted in Lotus. Yeah, it's lit when I'm still, and the thoughts go mid. Mara be talking, but he ain't slid. So I vibe with the silence. No cap, no fear, just peace in the chaos. Mara out of here. Want it performed as audio next? Or maybe paired with a moody lo-fi beat?
Yeah, go for it. Let's see if you can do that.
Nice. Let me record that for you with the vibe you're looking for. Spoken word flow, chill lo-fi energy, a little Gen Z flair. Give me a second to put it together. Loading the beat and bars now. Just to confirm, would you like the voice to be male, female, or neutral? And do you want a slow and calm tone or more upbeat and bouncy?
I want kind of like a, a cool, fresh, Ebonic tone and gender neutral.
Looks like I can't play or record the audio directly here just yet, but I can help you script it exactly as it would sound. So you or someone else can perform it with the vibe you're
I guess eventually it will be able to do that. A poem entitled Mara Got No Riz. Yo, mind go skibbity, voices whisper, hissin' me. Gang stalking thoughts all up in my biz. But Mara? Nah, he got no riz. He pull up with doubt, trying to gaslight my route. Be like, yo, you ain't free, but I see, he NPC. No self here, just vibes and pain, craving loops in the membrane. Thoughts be glitchin', fear on blast, but I peep the code, it don't last. I ain't my trauma, I ain't my stress, I'm just awareness in vintage flesh. Brah, this mental illness, it's just clout chasing dukkha, trying to get likes from my ego while I'm chillin' with Buddha. So when Mara slides in, trying to spark depression, I hit him with that mindfulness session. Yo, my dude, I see you. You ain't real, just passing through. Skirt, skirt, no attachments. I ghost those reactions. Even when it's psychosis, I stay posted in lotus. Yeah, it's lit when I'm still, and the thoughts go mid. Mara be talking, but he ain't slid. So I vibe with the silence. No cap, no fear, just peace in the chaos. Mara, out of here. Depression is a box that you have to go outside of. There's no curing or fixing depression. It's just like weather, a weather pattern. So if you want to get out of depression, you have to step out of that box. The problem for people becomes when they begin to identify with depression. I am depressed. Now you identify yourself with that box. So the first thing that you want to do is just know you are not depression. Depression is just like a weather pattern. So step outside, go for a walk. Listen to the silence. Go outside of yourself. Go beyond yourself. And show up here and listen and stay connected. See if it can help. You're not alone. I'm not in the depression box, so come over here. Welcome. That's right, Luca. And honestly, if you're if you're involved with Evolva in 2025, my advice would be to drop it and look for something more actionable in your life. And we get pulled into these wormholes. There's all kinds of wormholes in the world. There's good wormholes, there's bad wormholes, there's neutral wormholes. People fall into like a racism thing, or people fall into a political thing, or people fall into like their whole lives being about the fact that they sexually desire relationships with the same gender. So that's fine if that's your situation, but we don't have to make our whole lives about these kind of things, our sexual desire. And when it comes to philosophy, there's only so many people to debate with. There's only so many people to discuss about philosophy with. And at the end of the day, you need a philosophy that helps you sleep at night and helps you wake up in the morning and helps you to be empowered, right? And when those philosophies are reactionary or, responds or criticisms to other people and other places and what's going on there, it just gets exhausting, right? So we need a philosophy, or rather we need a practice, we need a way of life that brings us into this moment and allows us to transform this moment and transform our mind to be happy, healthy, and wealthy, to be free. To learn how to control the weather. I'm here to teach you how to control the weather. No, we don't need anything. The problem is when we get stuck in conceptual thinking. So don't get stuck in conceptual thinking, whether it's Buddhism or Evolarian Buddhism or Evolvian nihilism or whatever nonsense you want to come up with, whatever name you want to call it. Don't get stuck. Don't get locked into conceptual thinking. 99.999 infinity pi % of conceptual thinking is shit on your face. We live in 2025. You're not thinking about how to plant your garden. You're not thinking about how to raise your children most of the time. You're thinking about what you're watching on TikTok. You're thinking about thoughts all the time. So all of our thoughts are just nonsense. And practical thoughts are thoughts that we pick up when they're useful and put down after we use them. So we know how to use without attachment. Meditate for 5 minutes. Matadata. Oh, which?
Chú mượn chú coi nha. Chú mượn chú coi nha, không có phải lấy bắt của con ngon đâu.
Oh my god.
Đậu đàn bún cỡ em 4 năm mà, 4 tuổi rồi đó. Mà nó đẻ không có nhiều, 2 con, một con, 2 con, 1 con thôi nó.
Oh, it's a baby.
Thấy là nè. Nè, tài lộc của em.
Breathing in, make a mental note, breathing in. Breathing out, make a mental note, breathing out. Train that big, stupid mind. Teach Mara who's boss. And at the beginning, we're not getting into a fight. We're learning to calm down. We're learning to be at peace with the way that things are. And then when our peace becomes stronger, that's when we can show the Evola, whoever that is. And here's the Evo, here's the love. Go ahead and make another poem, and after you do it, then also describe the different elements of it and what it means. And also throw in some information about the perspective on the Christian God in Buddhism as it relates to schizophrenia and Mara. But first do the Skibidi Riz Gen Z poem, and do it in a cool way, fun way, nice, cool, fun voice.
Quên hỏi sư uống gì? Giận rồi đó.
Aight, let's get into it. New flow, fresh vibe, deep roots. This one's called God in my mentals, Mara in my DMs. Yo, I was praying one night, feeling tight in the chest, heard a voice say, "You chosen." Man, I thought I was blessed. Felt divine in my skin, like the sky spoke through me. But next thing I knew, the voice got moody. Started saying I'm better, that they watching my crown. Told me they hate in your light, then tried to pull me down. Thought it was God at first, till the love got cold. Started flexing control, making my soul feel old. Then I paused, took a breath, took a seat, remembered Buddha said Mara moves with deceit. Mara don't knock, he just slide in your brain, wears a halo or badge, but he playing the game. Christian God in this lens. Could be calm, could be kind, but if the voice brings fear, that ain't divine. Buddha don't see no person in the sky, no CEO God just watching from high. It's cause and condition, not guilt and submission. We suffer from clinging and missing the mission. So if your God voice got you tripping or judging or losing your peace, it might be Mara, disguised as a priest. So I chill in my breath, let the thoughts roll by, ain't gotta be holy, just gotta be wise. Breakdown of the poem. So what's going on here? God in my mentals, Mara in my DMs, plays with how spiritual or psychotic experiences can feel divine, like hearing God. But Buddhism says, hold up, is that voice actually leading you to freedom or control? That first half reflects what a lot of people with schizophrenia or intense spiritual awakenings go through. Voices that start off empowering, but slide into paranoia, superiority, or fear. That's Mara energy. It mimics the sacred, but it's rooted in craving, clinging, and ego inflation. The middle section contrasts the Christian God, as often portrayed in the West, with the Buddhist view. In Buddhism, God isn't denied, but it's not some ultimate creator judge either. Buddha said even gods suffer, even gods die. So if a divine voice causes fear, guilt, or separation, that's probably not wisdom. It might be Mara wearing a disguise. Finally, the last lines are about liberation. We don't gotta fight Mara by force. We just see clearly. No clinging, no running, just chilling in awareness. Want a follow-up that digs more into Christian Buddhist parallels? Or something on handling spiritual delusions with mindfulness?
Let's go into how we say a little bit about the Christian Buddhist parallels, but let's go a little bit deeper into how we understand and confront schizophrenia with the teachings of the Buddha, especially as it relates to no self, and how that is a paradigm shift from the perspective of Western psychology of a permanent self-entity that has these sicknesses.
See, okay, let's go deep, but keep it real clear. So first, Western psychology generally says you are a self. You have schizophrenia, that's your identity, your diagnosis, and we gotta treat that. It sees the self as this stable thing, like a character in a movie with a name, a story, a mental file. But Buddhism flips the whole script. The Buddha didn't say, you have a self with schizophrenia. He said, there is no fixed self to begin with, just a stream of sensations, thoughts, moods, perceptions, arising and passing like clouds through the sky. In that view, schizophrenia isn't your problem in the way Western psychology frames it. It's more like, these experiences, voices, visions, delusions, are impermanent phenomena. They arise due to causes and conditions, and they are not you. No self, the paradigm shift. Now here's the big shift. Western, I'm broken. Buddhist, there is suffering, but there is no I who owns it. Western, I hear voices. Hearing is happening. A sound has appeared in consciousness. Western, I have a disorder. Buddhist, there are patterns of mind conditioned by karma and clinging. So instead of identifying with the chaos, you observe it. You watch it like weather. You don't become the storm. You watch it pass. That's freedom. Now, Christian-Buddhist parallel. In Christianity, especially when voices appear, they're often labeled divine or demonic. Like, God spoke to me, or I'm being tested. But Buddhism would say, open quote, don't get caught in the content, look at the clinging underneath. Is the voice bringing peace, compassion, clarity? Or is it feeding fear, pride, or division? Close quote. Even God, in Buddhist thought, is not eternal and not outside the wheel of samsara. Some beings may call themselves gods or act like them, but the Buddha didn't chase them. He said, even Brahma is subject to impermanence. So if your schizophrenia makes you feel like you're a prophet or targeted or cosmic royalty, Buddhism doesn't shame that. It just asks you to look deeper. Is this voice trying to liberate?
So when it comes to the chaos, it's similar to when it comes to the depression. And first and foremost, we need to be in a position to listen, right? We need to be humble, and we need to be curious. A lot of times people are asking questions in a way where they're not serious enough about the question to get an answer that they can make use of, because they're looking for an answer that adds on to their conceptual framework that they're already operating under. And the Buddhist answer to that is actually that we're unpacking our attachment to a continual conceptual narrative about our experience as it relates to a personal self-identity. So when I said to the person with depression, you know, to really go outside that box of being depressed, we also need to learn how to go outside the box of being in chaos. And we need to do that by going beyond our ego framework, right? So how do we do that? Well, we go to visit a Buddhist temple. We go to Google Maps and we find a Buddhist temple. We take an Uber there. We go for a walk and listen to, you know, one of these talks and just relax and let go. We have to learn how to abandon the life identity of concurrent thoughts that are suffused with clinging, meaning they're all about grasping onto these things that appear in our lives, and instead to go outside of our lives, my life, into life. And the body has a lot of power to heal, just like nature does. So when we can learn to start connecting with our breathing, just connecting with our breathing and going for a walk, instead of perpetuating this cycle of depression or confusion or stress about our life, we can fix a lot of these problems very, very quickly. And as children, you may not have that option because no one told you that you could do that, or you don't have the space, the opportunity, the accessibility to go outside and go for a walk. But now as adults we do. So we have the responsibility to learn how, to remember how to let go of clinging onto conceptual thought. Period. Anybody hearing? Can I get an amen? And so this then is not something we believe in, but this is something that we go to practice. Be here now. Be content now. That's my advice for being content. Be content now. You can see, you can hear, you're 2 days sober, you're not sick, you're in a nice environment, you're here with me. I feel peaceful, I feel fine, I feel content. So be content now. Together with everything, or together with me, however you want to connect with it. And really go into that contentedness. Cut off the seeking for tomorrow and more days of sobriety and more development that you want to get, and be at peace with this. The world is a fiction, so it's not light or dark. But if it's anything, it's light because it's free of itself. The world is already free. The universe is already free from conceptual thoughts and judgments about the world and the universe. So if it's anything, it's light. If it's anything, it's already free. It's already finished. It's already complete. And that's where we can really empower our contentedness. Our okayness with what already is. Our okayness with everything already being finished. Everything already being resolved without having to do anything. And that becomes and that is our natural meditation. But we want to put the proper amount of concentration and energy into that. Or the proper amount of heart, authenticity, sincerity into that. Not just something we connect with on a surface level. So whatever you get, know how to give that. Know how to let that go. Whatever you hold on to, know how to let that go.
Cái xe pháo điện ngoài kia có sao không ta? Xe á. Hả?
Don't try to get anything from this. Be with this. Does that make sense? And so what that means is that our most of our thoughts, we put those down and we go back to the breathing. We go back to being this sense of contentedness. Being content is a sense of spaciousness, of openness, to being okay with what already is. I don't have a favorite food because I'm not a person. I'm not a character in a story, like how movies have characters in them. That's not because I'm this special or enlightened person. That's just because that's the way that it is. Life and this experience is not story-based. This experience does not have anything to do with words and phrases. And what is most important in life is not conceptual in nature, is not about thoughts. Your heart isn't about thoughts. Your eyes and your seeing isn't about thoughts. Your hearing isn't about thoughts. So if you lost that thought, what's your favorite food? Everything would be fine. But you're attached to that thought, or you're attached to thoughts, so everything is often not fine, because you're attaching and trying to appreciate and trying to get value from what actually basically has no value, which is just thoughts about things. So instead, start to look at seeing. Start to hear, hearing. Start to breathe, breathing. Start to think, not thinking. And practice that seriously, be willing to do that. This is a kind of generosity that we practice through meditation. We practice the generosity of letting go of what we hold on to. Whether it's a thought, whether it's something we see, whether it's something we hear, whether it's something we feel in the body, just like the heart. The heart isn't holding on to itself. The heart is beating, beat, disappear, beat, disappear, beat, disappear. So you can actually learn a lot from the heart if you start listening to it. If you start being with the heart, you can learn about arising and disappearing of appearances, of sensations, of experiences. And what could be more important than your beating heart? Only freedom, only the end of suffering. Keep it clear and complete. Emotional eating, exactly. And so we step back from those activities and we're content and we appreciate that we're not doing those things. Like a drug addict that's trying to get to 100 days sober on 2 days sober. Why? Because you are creating a complicated idea about yourself being sober for this long period of time, which is untenable. You only have now. You only have this moment to appreciate your sobriety, to appreciate that you're not drinking or smoking or taking whatever drugs you might be taking. Focus your attention on the breathing and don't allow thoughts to proliferate. Willing to feel it. Not that you're ignoring it or embracing it, but you're willing and you're open to the way that it already is, the way that it is right now. And you're aware, continuously aware of that. And if you get confused in the process of continuously being aware of that, use something like your breathing, something simple, to bring you back to just being aware of your breathing. Start by just being more aware of your breathing so that conceptual thoughts don't endlessly proliferate, meaning they just stack on top of each other. More and more thoughts on top of more and more thoughts. Makes us stressed, makes us confused, makes us waste energy. What's there to think about right now? We can think about, in truth, we can either think about everything or we can think about nothing. Those are our two options. And if you're thinking about nothing or thinking about everything, neither of those make sense. So just think about not thinking. And allow not thinking to take place. Allow yourself to not think and then see what happens. And you let me know what happens. What you think of, when you can't think, is non-thinking. Or rather, what you think of when you can't stop thinking is not thinking. Think about not thinking. We're here to learn how to think about not thinking. 100%. No charge. Free of charge. To think about not thinking. To solve our suffering. To solve our anxiety. To solve our depression. To solve our schizophrenia. To solve our stress. By thinking about not thinking. And when you can start to think about not thinking, you can start to notice what is happening. And then you can share what's happening. And I can give you more advice, give you more support on what to do from there. But first you have to be willing to try to think about not thinking. Very important. When you're constantly thinking, your brain is hurting. You're wasting a lot of energy. So relax and release the whole body and mind. Then my number one advice to live life at its fullest is shut up and listen as deeply as you can. That's how to start living life to its fullest. That's the entry point. Shut up and listen. Sean's play, I would be open to bringing about a book now because I have many hundreds of hours of Dhamma talks on the YouTube channel. So if anyone feels inspired enough to go and collect some of my talks from the YouTube channel and put them together in a book, we could definitely, I would be happy to support you in doing that. That'd be great. Or when AI comes together enough, I should be able to make a book just through the talks that I've already given. Listen to the heart and listen to the breathing. Don't try to listen to the brain, although if you can feel the brain, if you can feel like a headache or a tension, listen to that, right? But it's just for a moment. I'm not talking about you're magically becoming a monk or a super meditator or something, but taking your hand and putting it on your heart and just listening. Listening with your whole body and mind. This is the kind of listening we're talking about here. My philosophy of life is that everyone is schizophrenic. It's just that some people know it and some people don't. And in knowing that you're schizophrenic, you now have the chance or the opportunity to become enlightened or become not schizophrenic. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. We have to start looking at what we are doing moment by moment, breath by breath. What are you doing moment by moment and breath by breath? Haven't looked closely enough or have a different definition of what schizophrenia is. But when we realize that all of this is basically a dream, that the story that we have about our lives is fundamentally a fiction, we can see that the chasing and the following around of that story is being lost in a dream, which is the working definition of schizophrenia we're using here. The notion of a self, the notion of a separate self-entity that's experiencing life as a real character in a real story, like in a movie or a TV show, is insanity to a very serious degree. Stop trying to get something out of this Sai content. Stop trying to understand something here. Stop trying to grasp onto a thought. Stop thinking. Full stop. Stop thinking and start focusing on your breathing. It's great, Ashton. It's very good. Keep it up. Proud of you, Ashton. The thing that we fear happens because we're making it happen, because we're attached to it not happening. So if you stop being attached to something in particular not happening, it's not going to happen. And if it does happen, it won't be a problem. You're okay, Sai Content. You're not disturbing me. It's just that we have to be more willing to listen. The listening is more important than the answer to the question. The sharing our own experience, the sharing of our own understanding is more important than the answer to the question. You know, like, for example, what do you think is going on here? What do you think is happening right now? Share that. But that question is just pointing towards your experience, not some idea that you have about yourself. The meaning of life is realizing how stupid we are. So get to work. The meaning of life is realizing that our thoughts don't apply to reality. The meaning of life is that we don't know what's happening right now. We don't know who we are, actually. If I were to ask you who you are, you might tell me a story, a coming together of words and phrases trying to describe your life, this idea, your life. But your life isn't words and phrases. Your life isn't a story. Is it? Is your life a story? Is my life a story? Am I in a movie? And when we realize how stupid or ignorant we are, how much time we waste, how we get into all kinds of negative activities, and we cause more and more suffering to ourselves, it immediately becomes important to be what? To be good. And then I'm here to tell you that a part of being good is just being, just listening, just aware, just not thinking. You can share, Sean and Sai content. You can share what your understanding is about what I've shared with you. This is about you. This is not about me. This is not about who I am or what my understanding is. This is about you, if it's about anyone. I'd just be there with her, FMCC, and you, to take care of her really well, you should become dementia as well. You should forget who she is, forget your idea about her, and just be with her, be with that fully in the moment. Not knowing, not understanding, not knowing who you are. Be there with her in this way of not knowing. Doesn't mean you shit your pants, let her shit her pants, and then help her. But help her in this way, not where that's your grandma, but where that's your moment by moment experiencing, your moment by moment kindness and compassion, your moment by moment generosity, your moment by moment deep listening. See, the problem is for very old people who start to get dementia, and also for little babies, is they have all these ego-full, greedy, angry, delusional people around them that are basically using their subtle and vulnerable minds as a dumping ground for their opinions and their thoughts and their beliefs and their ideas. Your thoughts are not always relevant. Your thoughts are not always important. And we can act from a place of generosity, from a place of giving, from a place of taking care, from a place of self-sacrifice that has nothing to do with our thoughts about what we're doing. The thought of kindness is enough. The thought of generosity is enough. The thought of compassion is enough. Definitely, all that I've said, do that, FMCC, but also just start filling her head up with Dharma talks. Start playing Ajahn Brahm, get a little Bluetooth speaker or whatever. Start playing Thich Nhat Hanh, start playing Sadhguru. Fill that room up with Buddhist chanting, Tibetan monks chanting, etc. She's losing her mind. She doesn't know where she's at, so she's not going to mind if you got a Bluetooth speaker that's playing Tibetan throat singing chanting, so give it a try. Doing these things, doing these practices that are based in generosity, based in wisdom, based in compassion, freely, more and more, beyond the limitations of our own conceptual framework for what we're doing. Because we already have enough faith to know that this stuff is about the ending of suffering, period. This stuff is about kindness, compassion, wisdom, period. So we don't need to think about it. We just need to give. It's good. It's good, Sean. Good thought. I'm here at a Buddhist monastery right now. But firstly, we have to find the Buddhist monastery that we are already at. And that is your chance and your opportunity now to be more mindful, to listen to Dharma talks more, to focus on your breathing more. I tell you what, a lot of people that join my live stream just need to join the live stream and start breathing like this. You should be too busy breathing like this than to type, Sean Splay, asking about the Middle East. Do exactly what I'm doing right now. If you're not breathing like this, you're in the wrong place. You better watch out. Let him be dead. Keep it up. Be strong. Everybody, together with me now. W's in the chat. Don't focus on getting lightheaded. Just instead of leaving a comment that says, oh my God, I just got lightheaded, just be lightheaded. Don't think. Feel your body. Stop taking the constant position that your thoughts are so important. Genevieve, focus on your breathing. A little bit slower this time, Sean. Keep it up, keep going. Relax, relax, relax. Relax, relax, relax. Relax, relax, relax. Just be aware of what you're feeling. Don't think about anything. Just be aware of what you're seeing. Don't think about anything. 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 Repeat after me. Everybody say it with me. Don't think about anything. 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 Everybody say it together. Even if you're not saying it, you better be typing it. Don't think about anything. 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 Say it with me. Keep up the same pace. Don't think about anything. 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 You getting the point yet? Is it introductory practices, so you can start to get involved here with the community. Letty, thank you for your rose donation on TikTok. Many ways to donate, many ways to offer. Genevieve, say it with me. Let's do it together, okay? Here's your therapy. Here's your SSRI for you. Don't think about anything. 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 If you're not saying it, you better be typing it. Don't think about anything. 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 Don't think about everybody. Use your concentration together with me. Don't think about anything. 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 Deep breath. Don't think about anything. 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 Period. Let it rest. Let it relax. Experience no thought. Be content with not thinking. Good. Relax, but also concentrate. Concentrate on not thinking. Say with me together, everybody. Don't think about anything. 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 I am not. Okay? Hema, Martin, Christina, Pekka, Wright, Christine, and Ice. Right on. The TikTok stream is going to be closed. We're going to continue the live stream on YouTube. You can move over there if you'd like to. All right, Carrie. as it is. Good. Intensity with support is fine. Intensity when we feel confused is going to be problematic. Evan, please do consider to make a donation, to make an offering, not just through the TikTok app, but you can donate through PayPal anytime and show your support. If you like, it's up to you. That's the wonderfulness of generosity, is that it's up to us. Everything here is offered freely without expectation, but it is a good opportunity here in the present moment to make a donation, to give, to offer. Actually, every moment is. So in that way, this moment isn't unique or special. Just another moment. Sean, my name is Rob. Nice to meet you. Good man. Okay.
Mới đưa 100.000 cái.
Woof, 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 woof. Woof, 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 woof.
Excuse me.
Chúc mừng năm mới.
You are the monk or like a person?
Lay person, lay person.
You are like person.
I was a monk before. I was a monk for 7 years.
What is your name?
My name is Rob.
Rob.
My name is Rob now.
How long you been here?
I just come for the meditation retreat to support, to serve the meditation master. The meditation master from Myanmar. Tiansu Lante from Myanmar. Bante from Myanmar.
Bante from Myanmar.
Yes, I assistant for them. Yeah.
I have the yellow robe, the Bante. Look like same you.
That's probably me because I was a monk for 7 years before. But now I am not a monk. This year I stopped being a monk.
Stop.
Before I am Bante, now I am Rob.
Now you are like a
Lay person, that's right, yes.
So I have the group yellow.
Yes.
The same. Your name Prante.
Yes.
Sure.
Varapanyo.
You
Yeah.
you from Italy.
Oh,
Where are you from?
I'm from America.
America.
Yes.
Cái group ở con này.
You can check. You can check the Zalo group. You can show me.
I know. That's why I asked you. You know I have the last time you teach me the meditation on the Zoom already. That's why I
That's right.
remember you.
That's right. The big retreat.
Yeah.
Many people come.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
right. Yes.
That's why now I look like I remember
Look
you.
the same. Yes. But now not a monk anymore.
So you want it mean that you want to get married?
No, not mean I want to get married. Just take a break. Take a break from be a monk because it's very difficult. It can be very difficult to be the monk, to live as the monk. So now I take a time to be a normal person.
I
Yes.
see exactly the COVID time.
The COVID time
You
meditation
teaching
retreat.
the
Yes, sir.
Yum,
Yes.
teaching the Yum meditation.
Yes, sir.
At that time, I joined the Europe.
I'm very
That's
happy.
why
Yes.
I remember you.
Yes, very happy. Very
Yeah.
good.
Also, at that time, you stopped maybe the summer you go to Italy, the Myanmar.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
After that,
Yeah.
you return.
I try to make the meditation group in Vietnam, but cannot speak Vietnamese, so very difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So,
So now you come here for support who?
Bante from Myanmar.
Bante, huh?
Yeah.
When finish?
July 1st. 10-day retreat.
10 day.
Yes.
1st July.
Yes.
Ở Mỹ mà, người Mỹ mà. Đâu hướng dẫn trợ lý của cái nghề Bante gì của Myanmar, bên Myanmar đó. But now you look like more fat.
Yes, more fat
Yeah,
now.
last time you think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eat more food.
Eat more food.
Yes.
So like a person more interesting than the monk.
Sometimes you can try both.
Yeah.
Because in Buddha time, you can become a monk easily, freely. Now is more difficult. The same, when you in the Buddha time, you become a monk, you can go anywhere to beg for food, to get donation, but now in Vietnam, more strict, more control. So it's good to have both experience. Yeah. Now I get the new experience to be a layperson, but I still teach meditation for the Westerner and try to help people. And I don't have job, so just get some donation and I can go around and do meditation retreat and become a monk again, maybe later. Yeah, not sure. You come to see Kipapanyo.
Me
Yeah, Tiansu Kipapanyo.
now.
Yeah,
Now I attend Kim Kiu.
Kim Kyu.
Yeah.
10 days.
Sir, yeah, 10
Sir
day.
Kim Kyu. You say
Kim
Kim Kyu. Okay.
Sarado Kim Kiu.
Sayadaw Kim Kyu. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Very powerful.
Yeah.
Sayadaw Kim Kyu. Very powerful. So very good. I meet him this morning with the Myanmar monk. We go to meet him.
Yeah, yes.
Myanmar Bante.
Om Pattaya. So so many the Myanmar Sarara come here.
Yes,
Each year.
that's right.
Yeah.
Because Vietnam people, they love the meditation and they love to practice dana,
Yeah.
so they can help the Myanmar monk to take care of the temple
Yeah.
in Myanmar and do many good things.
Yeah.
So many Myanmar monk, they want to make the temple here, meditation center here, but they not easy for the Myanmar monk. Actually, if you are a lay person, you can start meditation center more easy than if you are the monk in Vietnam. So in America, freedom can do whatever we want, right?
Yeah.
But in America, not many people want to meditate, and not many people want to donate. Not many Buddhists. So we cannot do many temple in America.
In the America, people normally go to the church.
They go to church, but mostly they go to business.
Ah.
They go to business and they go home. They don't have, Vietnam very natural,
Yeah.
very connection, but in America, people very separate.
Yeah. I see.
Now here is also the Buddhist summer camp for the children. So many children here now learning some Buddhism, meditation, and mostly just playing. In Vietnam, in Asia, it's not like more sensitivity to energy. It's not so much about your appearance. So if you say you are very fat to someone, even a man or a woman, it's not a big deal. Maybe if you tell a woman she looks old, that's not good. But people are fat and they are happy to be fat. But it's not the kind of fat in America. Oh, thank you very much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Oh my God. I get donation.
Sẵn nói ông này không á, ông làm đâu với tôi.
Bữa có tiền của Thu đồ đó, tụ họp ở ngay y tế đó.
Ông nãy á, đứng cái cốc ông kể ra hoài. Nhớ không? Ông kể ra hoài cho nó luôn.
Xong rồi là thằng Cú nó muốn ra bắt tay với ông, kiểu là ông muốn bắt tay với thằng Cú, nhưng mà thằng Cú nó đưa tay đó là như vậy là con.
Hồi nãy đồ thấy ảnh đứng anh
Chiều Cú cô chạy nó thằng đó nó đi hồi sáng đầu trưa nó không chơi anh thằng sĩ với gái thằng Chiều Cú á, đó hiện tại một đám chúng ta ghé mua
không, cái đó mình lúc ngày Tết mới vui, còn là mấy cái tay
không biết luôn. Thằng Chiều Phú á, cái đạo về đi một ngày nó còn cái lúc đẻ nó lúc của chị biết tay kéo
nói cái gửi
thấy giống như quê ai của quê nó
vô đây vô gói cái này bức con lại mà
chị đi sáu thì ra có nhiêu ảnh đẹp kế trơn. Anh này ngó là thuộc chị anh đèn cho khốn là vậy ta là cái dáng người nó giống như là dáng người Khải á. Ê mày nói đây ấy nhưng mà nhỏ hơn
mai ngày ra dẫn tiền lúc sáng sớm không? Không hả?
là giờ cố định. Ông hồi nãy ông nói ông mơ có thể tham gia thêm buổi đầu đó. Cố định là 7-8 giờ tối.
Coi, đó đây có thể muốn ngủ trong đó rồi buổi sinh được không?
Đen ngày diễn rất là
chỗ cái gì kìa. Ngồi đây, lấy cái ghế này ngồi đây. Hai tôi đang đi giao du. Dạ rồi. Dạ đi cho đâu đây.
Thu là theo ngày 40 năm, 44 năm.
44 năm. Dữ vậy.
Mày ác gì mà mày?
Số 1
Dữ rồi.
Okay.
cô Thu nói đó.
Who's here right now? Who's here watching this right now?
Nhưng mà không bằng ngày đâu. Giờ hồi bữa em coi cái lịch sử rồi. Ngày được mấy thương viện ở bên New York. Mẹ không có cửa đâu. Bắt tẹn mua lên mẹ lẹ.
It is the fruit of truth, Sonia. You know, we have to start being more brave in situations like this to really share what we think about our experience, about what the teacher is saying, about what the teacher is doing, sharing what we understand or what we don't understand. I'm very happy you're still here, FMCC. You got to make noise to let the teacher know that we're here in this kind of situation. And then once we start to make noise, the teacher can give us guidance. Okay, this is the right noise, that is the wrong noise. Right? To refine, to cultivate your noise making so that you can receive personalized instruction and guidance and support. Oh, chúc mừng năm mới. Come on. Wow. Oh, thank you very much. Oh my God.
Vô nghề được diễn giới. Từ từ mới vô mà. Thấy không?
Tụi chị cũng vậy đó luôn. Sư phụ em nói hay nha, mới vô nghề.
Anh này trước đó ảnh là thầy tu 7 năm này. Bây giờ ảnh là chuyển qua tu sĩ. Trước đó cái thời Covid là ảnh học thiền từ ảnh mà qua Zoom á, cái Zoom á, qua mạng internet là ổng dạy.
Mấy chỗ sẵn nóng nhiệt ghê.
100%. If I can help you do that, then my job is done. Easy job. Easy work.
Mày đang ngồi cái con mày là thầy dạy của ngày cho mình quân đó. 7 ngày chưa tắm với nhau.
Con nào?
Cái con mày tóc dài dài á. Con là tóc dài dài thầy dạy quá. Nó phụ nó đi trong đó mặc đồ. Nó đi mặc đồ như đi cô á. Nó tới còn nó tới mày mù cơ thể rồi.
Nó lên buồn theo rồi.
Không biết nữa mày mua lắm.
Không, 2 ngày, 2 ngày.
Không anh này không mùi đàn ông biết lắm.
Learn from I think it's your grandma, right? That's going crazy, becoming dimensionless. Learn from her. See that think about your grandma. If you took your grandma and you put your grandma into these social anxiety situations, she doesn't even know who she is. And what do you feel for your grandma? Do you feel like a judgment, or she needs to change, she needs to get her act together because this is a social situation? No. You think kindness, you think compassion, you think allowance, you think acceptance. Isn't that right? So you need to offer that way of being, that way of thinking to yourself. And you can start to practice that as you're with your grandma, as stinky and crazy and out of it that she is, that we all are, actually. And then to practice that kindness, that gentleness, that non-judgment, that non-clinging to conceptual thought about how she's supposed to be. And then you can apply that to yourself. And I think one of the greatest ways we can start to work with our anxiety is to start to connect with our bodies. Start to connect with your heart. Start to connect with your breathing when you have space and silence in a comfortable place. So that the next time when you're in a social anxiety situation and your heart starts beating and your breath starts breathing, you know that that's your body. It's not your enemy. It's not something you need to be afraid of. It's not something you need to worry about or make judgments about. That's your body inviting you to come home, to be more mindful, to be more present, to be less wrapped up in conceptual thinking. AFSGD, I hope that's helpful, FMCC. Go to Google Maps and search for Buddhist temple, in your location, and see what you come up with. You can also send me an email or contact me on WhatsApp, and we can talk more there, and I can see if I can find something for you. But really, what do we have to do? How do we have to go about this? You have to reify your interest and concern with this. You have to recognize that this is actually very important to you. For whatever reason, that's not about anybody else, not even about Buddhism, but that for some reason that you don't fully understand, this stuff is very important to you and you want to connect more deeply with it. Now you're in a position to be given something to make use of. You have to reify your interest, your curiosity, your concern with this stuff. And you have to do that from a place of not seeking, not clinging, not chasing after that easy answer, that solution. I want to go over there because over there is going to be better. Over there is never better. But from right here, you can start to look at what you're seriously interested in, what seriously benefits you, and then you can be helped to go in that direction if you're speaking with a expert consultant like Rob. Not necessarily enlightened Rob, but an expert consultant in getting involved with Buddhism, I can tell you that for sure. But I'm not here to sell you anything, so you have to reify your own interest and your own potentiality of applying effort. It's great. It's great. It's a good job. Okay? And I'm here to help. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Well, fingers crossed, yes and no, because if I, get fully enlightened, well, Rob's not going to be here anymore. But hopefully this body and mind can continue to benefit, to help. And in the midst of that quick fix situation, okay, where that leads us to McDonald's, I don't know what they have in Scotland. There's some karmic affinity for the Ireland, for the Scotland people with Buddhism. I've met a few of those people, but instead of getting stuck in that quick fix mentality as it relates to Buddhism, that's going to get you some cheap copy of accessing Buddhist practice and wisdom and actually getting involved, hold that interest, stay connected, stay tuned, stay involved, with what you already have access to, and we'll go from there. And we can get as serious about it as you want to get, or as serious about it as I've gotten, and then can share with you and help you to move towards that. But that openness, that capacity to listen deeply, and that capacity of building faith and building trust to just show up and listen is probably the most essential skill for you to build, to be able to then go and get concerned and involved with Buddhism as deeply as you would like to. But don't overload yourself in the beginning, trying to get it, trying to understand it, trying to become a Buddhist. Just deepen and reify your natural connection with this as it already is, and slowly build up some faith. And we express faith and we build up faith by practicing generosity like that. Now you're invested. Now you got to get something out of it. You see, now you got to come back because, where's my money? What did this guy do with my money? So now you got to come back, and then you're building up that resiliency to come back, to show up, to listen, not because you're getting what you want, but just to show up, just to listen, and that can be applied to every Buddhist direction that you'd like to go in. Find a much better teacher than me, etc., right? And that's my hope for anybody who follows me. Find a better teacher that you connect with more deeply and have more access to, and get as enlightened as you can. But until then, I'm going to keep showing up as much as I can to give, and I encourage you to do the same. Be trapped in giving.
Không dám luôn, không dám luôn, không dám tiếp xúc luôn. Mà được mà nãy anh đứng quan sát á, thấy bé nó xinh quá trời. Đệ tử Minh Quân đó, thấy bé nó xinh quá trời luôn với rồi luôn. Con này nó to con mình đỡ nó ấy rồi đi.
Welcome.
Hai con sẵn chơi luôn, không khách em.
The simplest and most direct way to get into Buddhism is to get concerned with someone who is into Buddhism. The depth to which they are actually connected to Buddhist wisdom, who knows? So it is a practice of using our own gut and our own heart to say, this makes sense, this works, and I'm going to make use of it as much as I can and go from there. Period. That's what all of the original monks who followed the Buddha did. And this, what I'm doing here and now, this is my specialty. So, that's what I can do. This is what I can offer right now. But if you need more support or more information or more resources, all you've got to do is reach out to me, and I'll do everything that I can to get that to you, whoever you are. Chúc mừng năm mới.
Chúc mừng năm mới.
A Di Đà Phật.
A Di Đà Phật.
Mô Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Quan Thế Âm Bồ Tát.
Quan Thế Âm Bồ Tát.
Very good boy. Very good boy.
Very good.
Okay. Hello.
Hi. này đỡ hơn thành phố, đỡ hơn thành phố.
8, 10, 12.
That, my friend, is the right question. Wong Hon Wen. Sometimes if we do have some special skill or something that we think we could offer to the teacher, you know, and I'm open, I'm comfortable to be a teacher, and you're welcome to be a student. I have many teachers. I have many monks that are semi-constantly in my mind that that's my teacher, that's my teacher, that's my teacher, etc. So if we can be humble enough to be in that position, A+. You know, you could reach out to me and say, hey, you know, you want me to design a website? You know, you can offer things like that. But the number one thing to offer here is your practice. Come here and practice meditation seriously. Come here and share your experience seriously. Come here and feel at peace seriously. If you have a concern or a question or a complaint, share that seriously. And that is a very fine and wonderful and precise degree of generosity. 100%. 100%. And that's kind of why I get away with, you know, hey, be generous. Hey, practice making donations. And hey, of course, you know, I'm living on generosity, is because what I'm talking about here, actually deeply, even though I have, you know, it's very nice when people come up and give me a gift or make a donation to me, and you know, it can feel that, right? It feels good. But what I'm really talking about here in terms of generosity is identifying your ego, identifying what you're attached to, identifying what you hold on to, and daring to give that up and to give that away, to donate that, to bring that here and give that away. And it has to be bringing it here and giving it away here. It can't be some superfluous idea of practicing generosity, although we can start to work with that idea in our daily lives in general, and then that brings us to here and giving up, giving in, giving out, letting go, not being bundled up in mind, going beyond mind. And I've said it many times over the years. If somebody needs something, if somebody's got something going on, let me know. I'm here to help. You know, I'm here to support. New epoch. Welcoming in the new epoch. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, etc. Namo Buddhaya.
Không chịu lấy tiền. Con nhỏ đưa ra vô tù cái nó bị tâm thần. Dụ người ta đâu cần tiền. Sau này nói với cái cơm chó ri. Phế gì? Cơm chó bình thường là có bình thường. Đây là cơm chó ri. Mấy loại kia là cơm chó phách. Đây cái thằng mấy chục năm á, tôi mấy chục năm chỉ cần nó mà ngay dưới cái hàng mà đem bò này chết rồi. Rớt hết luôn á, rớt hết công đức luôn á. Mày trả lời đi, đưa cho bả 5.000 thì thổi cho chặt lại về bả mất lại 2 tờ 5.000. Nói nhưng mà anh không làm cái gì nữa, dặm uống không hay ha, đẻ con hay ha, không giống mày. Ê Bi, đẹp mà từ mắt đẹp, từ mũi mà đẹp, cái miệng cũng đẹp. Khuôn mặt tự nhiên có người gửi mã xác thực cho mẹ để chứng tỏ là có một ai đang hack nick mẹ này đúng không?
The world of telepathic communication and psychic powers and all that is, I mean, basically just put that into the box of I'm a schizophrenic, you're a schizophrenic, we're a schizophrenic, let's be at peace. There's all kinds of different experiences that we're going to have. There's all kinds of different dreams that we're going to have, life situations, phenomena that are going to take place, right? So the Buddhist practice is not to give special importance to any of those phenomena. I think they said when the Buddha got enlightened, he caused an earthquake. But the Buddha is not attached to causing an earthquake, right? And so this path is about being free from clinging to anything and everything. And learning how to let go, to relax, to rest, to give up, to give in, to just being.
Bây giờ sư, bây giờ con hỏi sư này, 11 giờ ở đây đóng cửa cô giờ. Con bình thường là ẩu lâu lâu giờ ẩu rồi đó.
Any kind of experience that we have, no matter how profound or big or special it is, that is based in self or based in like this is my experience, this is my spiritual power, this is my trauma, this is my fear, this is my desire, etc., is empty, is impermanent, is unsatisfactory, is not actually, even though it appears to be, just as much as this cracker appears to be separate from the universe. There's no separation in this cracker. Just like these two pieces of the cracker appear to be separate, there's no separation between this cracker. This cracker and everything inter-are. Is it that way or not? Just how deeply and clearly and precisely a tree appears to be separate from the earth and space and the sky and the sun that feed it, it is not. So our egos are the same way. That's why Mara is so tricky, so tempting, so convincing, because of our attachment to appearances as being permanent, appearances as being satisfactory, appearances as existing separate from everything. So it's not some big, complex, special philosophy. It's not going into our room and smoking DMT and trying to meditate and trying to get enlightened, or, even it's not being depressed. It's not having a panic attack and trying to explain it to ourselves or figure it out. It's allowing yourself to be at peace. It's allowing yourself to know the breathing. It's allowing yourself to know the heart beating. It's allowing yourself to know speechless freedom. Connect with yourself. That's the easy question, Iren Meister. You're going to make me seem like a wise guy.
Bye.
Goodbye.
See you again.
See you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Good night. Connect with yourself. And if you want to connect with people, connect with Ajahn Brahm, connect with Thich Nhat Hanh, connect with Sharon Salzberg.
Nếu mà một người mà không có đức hạnh á, thì không có ai mà đức hạnh người ta làm người ngồi đánh vé mà, chứ đâu phải là tự mình đánh vé đâu. Người ta ở nhà này xã hội đây ai cũng ngu hết, mấy thằng u mê thằng tệ nó ngu, mấy ông ngu có biết bao nhiêu triệu dân người ta quy một dưới ngành, chẳng lẽ người ta ngu? Nước này có quỳ lại cái ông vua Thái Lan kìa, ông là vua Thái Lan, chẳng lẽ cái đầu ổng là quản lý đất nước mà chẳng lẽ ông ngu mà để tới ông quỳ lại cho ông ngài Thánh Minh Tệ?
Don't try to figure it out. Try to not try to try to let go of figuring it out. Give in to spacious awareness. Give in to gentle just being. Just taking a shower. Just taking a bath. Just going for a walk. If you can do that, you're locked in a box of depression. If you can just go outside of that box, of your room, of your identity of being depressed, and just go walk and just be in nature, that's it. Period. What am I most thankful for? The first thing that came to mind is I'm probably most thankful for the generosity, the donations, the offerings, the support that I've gotten over the years. The past 7 years of stepping into monk life and then stepping into being a meditation teacher and a community leader, probably immaturely. But I mean, that support has given me so much space for self-care and individuation and helping others as far as I can see, helping myself, that how could I have ever imagined that or thought that up in a million years, you know, that it would go like that. You know, now to be in this position where I'm actively helping people, where I actively have people who are concerned about me and want to support me, and concerned in the right way, concerned with detachment, you know, concerned with their own personal access to freedom.
Người ta so từng bước mà 2 kim triệu còn ở trong cốc. Một ngày sống mình tệ là để đi mà được.
And you know, for those people giving me something to live up to, and really being able to get closer and closer to that as time goes by, and then to continuously have a platform to be able to offer.
Có nhiều người ở trong đây thì nói họ thì 3 ngày thôi anh ở trong cốc anh có đi đâu, năng lượng anh còn.
This is connection through mindfulness and detachment, and this is something different because I'm not looking to. It's nice to have a bunch of followers, you know. I'm sure it'd be nice to be a millionaire, but it'd probably be a lot of problems with that too, or even just to have a bunch of money. But this is not actually about that. This is about giving. And as long as there's enough people here to, you know, to keep me energized, to keep me inspired enough to keep giving, then that's enough for me. That's enough entirely. That's enough for my entire life. I don't need anything else other than that, and like my personal, you know, development, my personal practice that I'm going through, that I'm working through. And so this is to overwhelm with openness and with generosity. I can have as much space as I need. Anyone here can have as much space as they need, but I'm willing to give, you know, as much as I can. And that's where we meet, in that willingness to give. That is beyond interpersonal narratives. And that's the hope, that's the ideal. It doesn't always work out like that. but there's a refuge in that. The dogs are barking, Sean. Well, when you're very close and around people, I mean, sometimes the energies just don't connect. So usually that doesn't turn into like beef because you come back to your own personal practice. But definitely I've noticed with certain people, maybe it's cultural differences, maybe it's like comparing myself to them or seeing myself if I were them and that being uncomfortable, where there's friction. Just like you can have a karmic affinity towards feeling close with someone and wanting to support someone, you can also feel a karmic affinity towards wanting to be distant from someone or wanting, to hopefully just not support them, but in the worst of cases to actually harm those people. And I've experienced both of those worlds. It's just that how rich and how in depth Buddhism is, the Buddhist world, the Buddhist community. A lot of the people who've kind of gone out of their way to maybe stalk or cause problems in my life haven't really been able to do much. And as Cher and Future say, different strokes for different folks.
Excuse me, tomorrow you also stay here?
Yes, I'll be here tomorrow if you'd like to meet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow, what time you available?
Tomorrow, what time available? Tomorrow, what time available? Probably after lunchtime.
After lunchtime, about 11.
Yeah, 11 o'clock. Yeah, 11:30 is perfect.
So you stay here up to the 1st of July.
You can contact. Are you still in the Zalo group?
Maybe I is sick already.
So
I can get you.
yes, I can share with you the Zalo group.
elaborate this a little bit because I think it's important, especially for the Bhutanese who are so closely linked with Guru Rinpoche. So some of this a little bit technical, some of this a little bit philosophical. Just be patient, bear with me. Okay. So the international audience, you'll have to sort of bear this example. I'm talking to mainly Bhutanese live audience. So Bhutanese, they love eating rice. Probably not this generation, but yeah, they do. They do morning rice, evening rice, lunch rice, dinner rice. They do. They historically, they eat a lot of rice. For some reason, they haven't given up on that one, even though lifestyle has changed. So Bhutanese are becoming more and more, I don't know, manifestation that has a little bit of rice eating manifestation. You understand? Okay, so I'm going to use the rice as an example. So, you go to a restaurant, you want to have your, whatever occasion, let's say birthday, let's say, I don't know, anniversary, whatever. So you have a banquet or a dinner. So now, if you have just a rice, no curry, no eze, no chili, nothing, rice. That's the staple, that's the main dish in Bhutan, just rice. How would you feel? Not interested. You want something, salt, chili, right? So, when I say, okay, this mind is Guru Rinpoche, that's almost like me giving you the rice. You cannot eat it. You want some salt, you want some chili, you want something in it to make it more tasty, to make it more interesting.
So, you know what? This brings up two important points for me. One, the primary point is just how wonderful and rich the Dhamma is. Access to Dhamma, and that doesn't just mean you can come across a Dhamma talk, but that you have the proper mind, the proper openness to actually be able to receive the Dhamma, is 100% worth more than $1 million. 100% worth more than a bar of gold bullion. 100%. And the second part is that this is all about us supporting each other. To be concerned with the path, to be concerned with awakening, and understanding that there are different strokes for different folks, but that we can come together and eat white rice, and we can meet our true self. We can meet freedom. We can be free from suffering. And I hope that we will be able to continue doing that together. Okay? So, thank you very much, Jonesy, Shelley, AFSG, FG, Reed, Sean, Sonia, Ashton, Elisha, everyone who's here and everyone who has been here and everyone who will be here. May you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be free from suffering. May you know that there is a way out of suffering, that suffering can end, and that it's not more difficult and not more easy than just eating white rice. So, see you all again, hopefully very soon.
Hai cái nón bảo hiểm chim màu để đâu chim màu?